Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video of my latest trip to the perfume lab to test out some of the final samples and options for my new fragrance that I'm launching, Empress. So I'm going to show you that footage in a minute. At the moment we're at the stage now where I know what kind of bottle, caps, scent, everything I want, and it's just a case of sourcing it and organizing it and getting it all to come together. So you will have seen, if you've been following my Kickstarter, that I have a sort of beautiful Art Deco detailed bottle with edges, and then that really cool star lid which kind of represents that ethereal Empress vibe, and then it's going to be translucent but slightly purple. And I've been really umming and ahhing about whether to have lettering on it and what that lettering should look like, and I think in the video you'll see like where I get to all my thoughts on that. So I will let you watch the video, but before that I do want to make sure that you have checked out the Kickstarter. I am trying to raise 30 grand on there to be able to fund this project because I have to order it all in advance. So far we're at 11,000, so thank you so much to everyone who has pledged so far. You guys are amazing and I literally can't do this without you. But if you haven't pledged yet, please do go on there. You can choose the country you want it to be shipped to when you select that you want a fragrance. You don't have to choose to have a fragrance as a pledge. You can put a custom amount in. You can pledge $1 if that's all you want. And I'm also doing for £15. You can pledge and I will send you a video with my personal recommendations for your, like what fragrances I think you should try. All you have to do is just send me your 3 favorites. So I've been doing quite a lot of those and I think people have been enjoying getting those videos. So that's a cool option for you as well. And you can add that on, so you can get a fragrance and add that on as well. But yes, please support me. If we don't reach the 30,000 target, then I don't get any of the money and everyone gets refunded and Empress doesn't happen. So I do need your support. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your comments and input. Let me know what you're thinking about the process so far in the comments down below. Do read all your comments. Yeah, without further ado, here's the footage.
No, I mean, so yeah, there's 4 options, and they're all built around the same type of notes. So, and with all the brief being about empowerment, feminine, strength. It's about wearing it for yourself, not for someone else.
Yeah.
And longevity and quality also really important, and value for money within that, and vegan and cruelty free. But all built around the floral heart of rose, lily of the valley, peony, and iris. There's a couple of kind of small variations across the 4, but then also with fruity notes. And then drying down with sweeter toffee, popcorn, and then patchouli, which I know you love as well. So yeah, they're all, you'll see, it's amazing how you can get 4 fragrances that have very similar notes but still smell different.
Right, okay.
But we wanted to show you just different options so that you see the breadth, whether one's more floral, one's more fruity, and then you could say, well, that was too fruity, but I like that floral part, can we combine them? So just gives a bit more to play with. Yeah.
So that would be the next step from here. Well, you could take these samples with you and then sit with them, try them, and then, I mean, unless you say this is the one already, but you can, then, and it would be a case of saying, normally it's, this bit from this one, or how do we get the character from this one, and see how we can bring your maybe preferences together from these samples.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
This is spirit. Yeah. So it's, in this one I say it's fairly.
I like it.
Okay, that's good stuff. It's a kind of a combination. This is whereas maybe the next one's a bit more fruity. This one's probably more of a combination of floral notes, fruity notes, a bit more of the toffee in the dry down.
Yeah. It definitely reminds me of Miss Dior Cherie.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
I mean, I know when we met and when you came here that you did have some very specific, I guess, benchmarks, but also notes that you really like, and I guess that's the thing of how to bring those inspirations in, but create your own fragrance that's yours now. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's good if it would remind someone of something. That's always nice, but
exactly.
while being unique now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
That's the first one. So this is strength.
Oh.
So this is probably more strong on the kind of berries, raspberry, strawberry. It's got pear in there as well, blackcurrant. And then probably stronger popcorn note as well.
I don't think I'm as keen on this one.
Okay.
I think it's too fruity.
Too fruity. Okay.
I can't really get the rose.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of a, I don't know, like something like really fruity, like a fabric softener,
Right.
fruity.
Okay.
I don't think it smells like classy enough.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Honestly, much rather
Because
just.
it's not the pear. Usually I find pear very fresh, but yeah, here it's more like almost like a sweet, like a boiled sweet.
Okay.
I think it's too fruity.
Too
sweet.
fruity, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's vanilla. Yeah, I definitely prefer spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Quite different.
Yeah, very different. This one's different again. This is more, I'd say, more floral, more rose, peony, lily valley. Still has touches of fruit, but not as much.
I like that one, but it's not how I imagine this fragrance to be.
Okay.
I think it's a bit musky. I don't know what it is that I'm smelling. Something. Maybe it's that apple.
And maybe it's too floral.
Yeah.
I think how we saw it was.
Maybe the valley. Yeah.
Yeah, spirit and then power, the fourth one, maybe more kind of
Okay.
round and everything. Strength, more fruity, divine, more floral. Just wanted to see kind of where you're sitting in terms of what you want.
Yeah. It's nice, but not. Yeah, that's not.
What you have in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice though.
So, in power, this one takes the florals in a slightly different direction.
I like this one.
It's probably a bit greener. You get a little bit more of the pear in the top, but almost like a fresh green pear as opposed to kind of really fruity pear. Touch of orange blossom as well at the heart.
Okay. Definitely between these two then. Spirit and Empower.
Spirit and power.
Okay. What is it that you like about them?
I don't know. I think it's like the equal combination of the rose, the fruit, and the bottom all being like kind of equal, maybe. And both of them, I'm getting that rosy, sparkling rose that I really like.
Okay. Yes.
Like this Givenchy rose. This one feels stronger, and Empower feels like a bit heavier.
Power does.
Empower, yeah, sorry. But I think I definitely need to try them and see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is this what sort of concentration is that?
This is 15%.
15%. So that's only
Yeah.
per gram.
Yeah. So we did because longevity was obviously
Yeah.
kind of one of the areas we were going for, and there's sometimes a bit of like a trade-off between ethereal and longevity, because some of these fragrances, they're very kind of airy,
Yeah.
and that's partly why they don't last so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
So we did have to kind of reduce that slightly to increase the longevity. So we feel they do last well on the skin. We've been trying that out.
But the dosage is something that can come in terms of playing around with different dosages.
Yeah.
So,
What would like an intense, eau de parfum intense, would that be like 20% or you see
more even, wouldn't it?
Well, it could, but then you'd be getting up to like extra.
Yeah.
So like the extra de parfum,
Yes.
if you see those, they'd be, I'd say, over 20%.
Yeah.
So maybe an intense eau de parfum, probably 18 to 20%. Could be a little bit above that. So we can always try that out, increasing the dosage.
Definitely try them on your skin, see how they. We felt trying them on the skin as well that the.
Keep
The
the
longevity
character,
is not bad,
you
so-
keep the character for that.
Yeah.
And it would be a case of, if there's part of Empower you think there's something in it you like that you want to introduce to the other, that's fine too. It's all about getting it right for how you imagined it.
Yes.
Straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's in
How okay, I'll see how we go now. But I definitely like them both.
Okay, great.
I think I get more popcorn. Oh, there's no popcorn in the Empower one. So maybe. Okay, I'll see how it goes.
All right, yeah. And you'll have to try them. See what
Yeah,
you think.
I'm eager. I want to.
You getting a whiff over there?
No, I'm too far away.
Okay. So if we go on then to the bottle and so if we start with the glass, so these are the glass samples. So this is 50 ml. They're all the same. But this is the sample that you, or the bottle that you said that you liked the best.
I really
and-
like it.
Yeah, I think what we really like is that it feels.
It's heavy, right?
It feels substantial. It's only 50 ml. Actually, it's not even full yet, and it feels like nice in your hand. And
It's that value for money piece.
Yeah.
I hate the smaller sizes that feel like you're getting ripped off.
Yeah. So, and I think what's really good is that you do, while you were saying you don't want a smooth surface, you do have smooth surfaces to be able to put something on, because it means now, like you had mocked up, and that's something that we should talk about, is what you want to put on there. But at least that's good, because I think that will help with the kind of overall look and feel of it.
Yeah, I like this, and you're happy with the quality and stuff on it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you should see outside, we've got boxes and boxes full of glass, and sometimes you get glass that doesn't feel substantial and feels more, it's not so much flimsy, but just doesn't feel like it's right, and doesn't look how the picture looks. So that's why it's always good to get samples, because the base is really pretty thick.
It's so thick,
I like and solid. I think it's a great choice. What we're thinking at the moment is that we have a decorator that we worked with in the past in the UK, as opposed. So there's a couple of options, because this comes from China. But so we could go down the route of decorating there, but I think we'll have better control over quality if we do that here. And it would be sprayed externally, so you cover, the base and everything. But what we'll need to decide, so one thing obviously is the Pantone that you've chosen, and the next thing would be to get a sample made with it sprayed. That's why we've got a few bottles, and you can take one of these if you like. But or you wait and we do samples sprayed, and then I'll send you that. But what we'll need to decide is, so one is the Pantone, so if that's kind of certain, and then is the opacity, because and I realise that's hard to.
I'm not sure welcome to hear what you guys think about that, because I don't know, and it kind of links in with the writing as well on the bottle. So I'm not sure at all about the writing at all. Like, I don't know whether, because I'm conscious that you'd be able to see it through. If there's something on each side, it might ruin it a bit. And I know some bottles have nothing on, right? So I can't decide. And then some have like a metal plate with it written on. So I don't know what's gonna look best, because in my mock-up, where it's just like painted on the words and stuff, I don't love it. And I think probably having like a metal plate with it on would be good, but I think that's going to be too expensive, right? Because it's just another thing.
It's another step, but it's another component. So yeah, it will add cost, but
so I'm kind of erring towards having nothing written on it.
okay. I mean, one thing I'm wondering with the cap, obviously is, I mean, we are customizing the bottle, but it's not bespoke. Whereas the cap, at the moment, we plan now for it to be bespoke, which would mean that you could add an element of the brand to the cap. Whether it would be, I mean, we need to. That's something we'll come on to in terms of the shape, but. Imagining the star at the the kind of central top part of it, whether your this logo could go on there,
That could
so
be
that
cool.
from the side you don't see that, and it doesn't make it too, it doesn't add that busyness, but it is still making it yours somehow. That could be an option, because we're doing that anyway bespoke, so
it wouldn't. Okay.
it's not, that's not going to start to make it more expensive. So that could be something to consider.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But
Why not? Yeah.
And I mean, in terms of on here, what another option is, relatively simply, we could get some ideas, just mocked up, just in terms of the front face, what it would look like, if it's clear, if it's just the fragrance name, even if that helps you be confident in the decision of definitely nothing or actually,
I think I'm leaning towards nothing, and there'll be a sticker on the bottom, right?
Yes.
That would have the name on it.
Absolutely,
So it would, I think having it on the lid is a cool idea.
Okay.
And if that's a bespoke mold anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that's cool.
Okay. All right.
It's just, it would just be the fragrance name, I suppose. That's what you'd miss potentially from the front. If you've got the logo on top, then you'd have the name underneath. That's where especially if you're thinking ahead to like future, next to each other. I don't know what you'd want to do for the colours. So maybe that it would be through the colour. I don't know.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, different colour.
Different colour, So that could then be the differentiation. So then maybe the name on the front isn't as important.
Yeah. Some of them just have nothing. I was looking at all my bottles and that's amazing how many have nothing written on it. I've never sort of thought about it before. Because you just recognise the shape. And I guess when you buy it, it's in a box anyway.
And maybe that is it. Because you already know what this looks like as a collection of fragrances, and it's not that, that's like, if I think about our own brand, it's the same bottle, same colour, so it's important for us to have the fragrance name on there so that it can be identified. But if it is differentiated by colour, shape, then
yes, definitely.
Okay, well, so for now then we'll assume nothing on the front, but that is if you want to see some options, then we could do that. But in terms of transparency, opacity, I think one thing I was wondering, do we know the level for our candles, the black?
I think it's 75%.
I think this is too dark. What's the word? Opaque?
Too opaque. I always forget. It's too opaque.
It's too much colour.
Yes.
Okay, well, what about
more like that, exactly. More like
that's
that.
the on brand, isn't it?
The blue bottle. So you can see that there's a colour, but it's still, you can see a liquid and see through it. More like this,
that,
definitely.
Okay,
So I don't know what that is, maybe like 4. 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Well, we can ask the decorator,
Yeah,
send them this and say in terms of opacity, and then they can. And what they might be able to do is if we send them, say, 2 bottles, and we say do one at 30 and one at 50, or 25 and 50 or something. I don't know, but we could see if that's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. And the same with the cap as well.
Yes.
Like kind of see-through.
Okay.
yeah, exactly. The caps are still en route. They were dispatched like 2 weeks ago. So if they arrive and they are of use in any way in terms of looking at opacity and things, I'll send them to you.
Yes, please.
But I mean, they're not the shape obviously, but it's more for the material.
Okay.
But yeah, so okay, I think that's everything on the decoration. You're happy with the Pantone colour?
Yeah, very Perry.
Yes, that one, the very Perry one. Okay. And then base label we've talked about. I mean, that will just kind of contain the legal requirement, name, that kind of thing. We'll need, when it comes to it, we'll need things like the address, the business address that goes onto it. But there's kind of this is much further down the line, but there's a specific kind of requirement format of things that need to be on there. So we'll get to that.
Okay.
Pumps then. So we planned for silver gloss. And that doesn't fit, that's just a sample we've got, but that finish. And then the cap, so these are just to show you in terms of it's not the obviously shape or finish or colour or anything, but in terms of weight as well. So at the moment the supplier we've been speaking to, it would be a 30 gram cap, which is around that. Yeah, which I think is pretty good actually for a plastic. It's not like that, is far lighter. I think that was about 13 grams, and that was about 30, and then that's something in between. And then there's the question between acrylic and Serlin.
Okay. What are these?
Well, I think that's Serlin.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that could be acrylic. It just feels, there's something about it that feels harder. I don't know if it's because of the finish, but I think so Serlin is a brand as opposed to necessarily a different type of plastic, but it is a kind of, from what we've understood about it, is it's almost like a slightly softer finish.
I think that's what I prefer, because I don't want it to be sharp and spiky.
Yeah. So if we plan for Serlin, and then the semi-transparent, again, they'll do the kind of process for producing the bespoke cap is that we would give them a drawing, a sketch of what we want with some dimensions, and that's something that we should talk about now. But then they will make a rough, well, I would say it's not even rough, a technical drawing that we then approve for them to then go and make a sample of. And then once we get that sample and approve the sample, then they would go into production. So we would definitely see a sample first. But in terms of the actual cap, I think things to decide will be, do you want the full size of the cap to reach the edge, or kind of if you're looking down, what's the size of it? How high would you want it to come once it's on, that kind of thing, because then we can start to put some ideas onto paper in terms of.
So I think the cap, the star is like the star of the show. Yes, the cap is the main thing. So I think that needs to be probably the same width as the bottle.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably if it goes further, it probably becomes an issue of breaking, probably, and packaging, I would have thought. Because So maybe the same.
Okay.
And then in the design, I think the star is like not equally, not each thing of the star is the same length. Right?
Okay.
So it would just be whatever the longest one is would reach the end.
Okay. So you would like a kind of, I don't know if asymmetric is the word, but some form of asymmetry to it.
Yeah, it's like a splat of a star. I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like as if it's moving, I guess, almost. It's not symmetrical, definitely not. So that's it, guys. I hope you found that interesting. Don't forget to check out my Kickstarter, link down below, and pledge. I really need your support. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.